Hey everybody, Ryan here. Alright, Ryan from Rhino Hockey Channel, sorry I forgot to say that. But I'm going to be going over the Montreal Canadiens season review. As we all know, they had a very good season, but not the best possible season. Still a very good season considering where they finished. So, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell, and let me know in the comments what you think. If you agree, if you have a different opinion, let me know. Alright, let's get started. Alright, Montreal season. They started off really well, faltered at the end, played really well in the playoffs. Because they're the only team in the bottom, 17, 18, that actually made the playoffs. Because the two teams ahead of them didn't make the playoffs. But the divisions were different, so that's why. Alright, they finished 24, 21, and 11. 11 overtime losses. I don't agree with that. They should not have got those 11 points. But that is neither here nor there. It doesn't matter what I think. It just matters that they got it. 59 points. They finished 18th out of the 31 teams. They end up losing in the Stanley Cup Finals. The 18th best team in the league lost in the Stanley Cup Finals. That's been happening a lot more this last decade, if anybody has noticed that. Starting with that LA Kings run, when they actually won the cup from the 8th spot, back when we had 8 seedings. Now, well, this last season was 4 from each division, but we'll have to see how they do it from here on. But they lost in the cup finals in 6 games, so... Wait, was it 6? Or was it 5? Shut, phone. Sorry, my phone keeps buzzing. Stupid apps. Alright, 19.2% on the power play, tied for 17th out of 31. 78.5% on the penalty kill, tied for 23rd out of 31. So they were bottom end of the league in both, more middling in the power play. Penalty kill was not great. Playoffs, that changed. Goals for, they were 17th with a 2.82 goals for average and a 2.95 goals against average, good enough for 14th out of 31, so towards the middle. So they were a middling team during the regular season. I mean, they definitely turned it around because they had a lot of veterans. So just like Dallas the year before, the veterans came around come playoff time, which happens quite often anymore. Goals for, they had 158 goals for and 165 goals against. Now, that has a lot to do with Carey Price being hurt for about half the season, and Jake Allen looking good to begin the year and faltering in the middle to the end. So there's that. Brendan Gallagher, what are you doing, cat? Sorry, he's clawing things he shouldn't be. Brendan Gallagher is, he was out for a good chunk of the season, so that hurt too. He's a leader for this team. Not sure he's worth the money they're going to be paying him from here on out because he didn't have a great offensive year. But that could have been because of the injuries, so we'll have to see if he's healthy next year. Then Jonathan Drouin disappeared at the end of the season and the entire playoffs. Said it was for personal reasons. I have not seen the reports as to why, and honestly, if it's a personal reason, leave it at that. It's between him and his family. That's it. Current UFAs they have Philip Deneau, which we know has signed somewhere else. Michael Frolik, probably going to Europe is my assumption there. Same with Eric Gustafsson. Charles Udon, which he signed somewhere else too. John Merrill, Corey Perry signed somewhere else. Ironically, Corey Perry signed a 2-year deal with the Tampa Bay Lightning after losing 2 straight finals to the Lightning. Shocker. Yeah, then watch, they don't win now. Eric Stahl is a free agent, and Tomas Tatar. Tatar, I'm surprised, has not been signed by somebody. He had a pretty good year. Current RFAs, they have Jesperi Kotkaniemi and Arturi Lehkonen are the ones of note. They have a couple other ones I honestly have never even heard of. So I'd assume that they're career minor leaguers. They'll probably just give league minimum 2, if they even sign. Terrible contracts. Now, hear me out on these contracts. I know Montreal fans, you're seeing this, you're saying, how is Carey Price not worth that money? Well, $10.5 million, and he played half the season. Yes, he had a good playoff. He had a very good playoff. I will give you that. And luckily, the injury news ended up being good news that he's going to make training camp now. That's good news. I wrote this thinking about he was going to miss most of the season. But no, he's going to Well, hopefully he doesn't miss half the season again. But $10.5 million is a lot. Honestly, I think they would have been better off letting Seattle take him and then trading back for him at half the price. I think that would have been a better option, personally. I mean, that's just me. But that could be a hard contract to swallow come 2025, 2026 season. We'll have to see. That's wait and see. Same with Gallagher. I mean, $6.5 million, he did not have a great year through 2026, 2027. That could end up being a bad contract, because if you're paying $6.5 million for a guy who is there just for leadership, that's a big price to pay for leadership right there. I mean, Messier, he got paid a lot of money for being leader, and he was the best offensive player on the Rangers there for a long time, and also the Edmonton Oilers when he was there too. So, not for the Vancouver Canucks though. A lot of people forget he played for them. I think Vancouver fans want to forget that time too. Shea Weber, he makes $7,857,143 per year through 2025-2026. And now it sounds like his career is in jeopardy. He's not playing this entire season. They already said that. And they have his contract through 2025-2026. He's talking about retiring. Well, he's over 35. So they're still going to have to pay that contract. Or part of it, I believe, is how the CBA was written. Even if he retires, I think they still have some cap recapture on him. I'll have to look more on that. I'm not sure exactly how much, because I think even Luongo, I think Vancouver's still paying something on Luongo's cap recapture, I want to say. Or was that over out this year? That may have been over. Who wants out? I can't say anybody wants out. They had a good year. I mean, they lost some guys in the offseason, which I think will end up hurting them come next year. But they still had a good year, and they might be able to do it again. Who knows? Top scorer and top goalie. Now, Tyler Toffoli was the top scorer. He had a great year. He really did. 28 goals, 16 assists for 44 points. That, I think, was one of his best, if not his best, offensive year. He would never put that with LA, because he wasn't the first line guy in LA. Where he's first line. Where is he first line? Yeah, he's first line on this team. So, he had a good year, good playoffs, so keep that up. Carey Price was their top goalie. Like I said, Jake Allen did not do well once Price went out with injury. So Price was the top goalie at 12-7-5, 901 save percentage, and 2.64 goals against average. I know what you're saying. That's pretty pedestrian for one of the better goalies in the world. It is. But, I mean, like I said, he was probably playing injured. So that definitely played a key into it. And look at his numbers in the playoffs. That's more Carey Price right there. So, you know, I think they had a veteran team and they just laid low, barely made the playoffs, and turned it on in the playoffs. Kind of like what Dallas did last year, or 2 years ago now. So, and a few other teams have done over the last few years. So, that's, I think, more so what was happening. This is how they did in the draft. Now, they've got a lot of backlash for that 31 overall pick. Logan Mailloux, I think is how they pronounced it. Yeah, he's the guy that went and played in Sweden and took the picture of a girl in the middle of a physical thing between them. I'm trying to say it's very PC. And then shared it with his friends on the team, which was not with her permission. That's a big no-no, and he did get a charge in Sweden. He asked not to be drafted, and yet Montreal said, "What the hell? Let's do this. Hockey's for everyone." Who wants to hear that? We want this guy. Yeah, this is not a good pick on their part, and they have gotten the backlash that I think everybody expected, just like Carolina with their signing in the offseason when free agency opened. So, he has the talent. He does. He probably could play in the NHL. He could have been picked earlier, honestly. I believe he was predicted to be mid-first or late in the top 10s. I think is where he was originally predicted. But he asked not to be picked, and they still did. Stupid choice. And they're going to get the backlash for it. They picked at 63, Riley Kidney. Awesome name. Riley Kidney. 64, Oliver Kapanen. 87, Dmitry Kostenko. And 113, William Trudeau. 142, Danil Sobolev. 150, Joshua Roy, or Wa. I'm not sure which one he goes with. 191, Xavier Simonu. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I'm sorry, French speakers out there. Let me know how to say that properly. I'm not sure. And then 214, Joe Verbetic. And that probably is wrong too. I'm sorry ahead of time. Their future outlook, they could be competitive again this season. I'm not sure. I mean, losing Danault, that definitely hurts. Perry, not the end of the world. That was more depth anyways and just veteran help. But they still have a good enough team, I think, without any health issues. I think they can still make it, but they're back in their normal division, so maybe a lot more difficult for them this year. But I can still see them being competitive this year. All right, that's all I got for you, Montreal fans out there. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for the channel, and hit that notification bell to be notified when I drop a new video. And also, let me know in the comments what you think. If you agree with the future outlook, if you don't, let me know what you think. I want to hear it. Just like I always say, be civil. That's all I ask. All right, I will see you all next video. Bye, everybody.